Clouds lowering around San Antonio. We're going to start off pretty gray, but by the afternoon, total sunshine. And then in the week ahead, all eyes on Thursday's storm chance. I'll give you what we know so far coming up. And a look on TransGuide, you can see that fog popping up in some places. That's I-10 at Military Drive, 35 at Nogalitos, showing a little bit of fog as well. So just give yourself a little extra time to get to where you need to go. We'll be back after this.
All right, feral pigs may soon be coming to a neighborhood near you. Invasive pigs have long been a problem in Texas, accounting for $670 million in agricultural losses. But it appears that their destruction may be transitioning from a rural problem to a metropolitan problem. Our meteorologist Justin Horn explains why the pigs and suburbia are commingling.
This Saludas resident was sent running when he noticed this sounder of sizable pigs across the street. Conflicts with pigs are nothing new to those who live on the outskirts of San Antonio. But as the city sprawls, the run-ins are becoming even more common.
It's been amazing to me over the last year and a half, the more and more phone calls I'm getting from neighborhoods in big cities, medium cities, city parks and recs departments.
Jay Long has researched feral pigs for years. And he knows pig damage when he sees it. Here in Friedrich Park, just inside San Antonio city limits, you'll find plenty of signs of their relentless rooting.
This neighborhood here behind me sits right next to Friedrich Wilderness Park, and we're told that residents here have had issues with pigs rooting up their flower bed and tearing up their lawns.
That's usually what spurs most of my phone calls from neighborhoods. Is we've had 20 houses in the neighborhood get their entire front yard looking exactly like this.
But what exactly can neighborhoods do? Here's where it gets tricky. HOAs and city ordinances make it tough in a suburban setting. Long says trapping is often the best bet, but do know it can be expensive. It should also be noted that feral pigs, despite their large size, don't normally pose a physical threat to humans. It's their destruction to property and disease risk that makes them a real hazard.
Those diseases can be spread to humans, pets, other wildlife, other livestock.
Which is why Long hopes to see less run-ins like this one by creating an allied force against these unwanted visitors. Justin Horn, KSAT 12 News.
Alrighty, I would like to wish a heartfelt congratulations to my now Emmy Award-winning co-anchor and friend, Sarah Costa. Last night, you won a Lone Star Emmy for the KSAT special Siempre Selena, celebrating a legacy. So here's the thing. Last night, Sarah, along with my other colleagues, senior producer Alyssa Medina, producer David Hurtado, Jen Tobias Strusky, Erica Hernandez, editor Brittany Daniels, and photographer Andrew Wilson were awarded with the Lone Star Emmy for Best Art/Entertainment, Short Form or Long Form Content. Sarah, your first Emmy. So what was it like working on the program when you heard, and what it was like when you heard you won?
I was about to go to bed.
Yeah, because
I was bathing my baby, about to go to bed, and I hadn't checked my phone in 2 hours, and I saw, we won!
Oh my gosh, so tell me a little bit about Siempre Selena.
It was a really special that I just want to, Alyssa Medina really,
100%.
She is the reason why that this special was so incredible. She is so talented, and she got some interviews, some exclusive interviews, especially with one of Selena's good friends and designers that had never really interviewed with anyone before.
Wow.
And after we got that interview, shortly after, ABC got him too. But she was the one that worked on him for like 2 months, awesome. Buttering him up, trying to get him to talk, and he opened up to us. She really went above and beyond. And I think just Alyssa and I had this conversation as we were talking about like what the special would look like. And I was like, Alyssa, you know, both of us were very young when Selena passed away. And just being Mexican-American, growing up in South Texas, Alyssa and I, we're not completely fluent in Spanish either. So it's like we really identify with Selena, her story. And but the beauty of this is that it is passed down to generations, and little girls who have Gen Z mothers who were not alive, yes. And now those Gen Z mothers are, passing down that. It's like a, I don't know, how did we describe it? It's part of girlhood being
In South
Mexican American
Texas.
in
Yeah.
South Texas. And I think
100%.
Alyssa really did a great job of capturing it with all the great storytellers and hosts and editors and photographers that are part of the special. So
Awesome.
thank you
So,
guys. It was
yes,
so amazing.
If you'd like to watch Siempre Selena celebrating a legacy, just scan that QR code. That's right there. The special is available on KSAT Plus and KSAT.com. La Reina, indeed. I remember listening to Selena on your wedding. That was one of my favorite memories from your wedding.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right, let's talk about the weather. We are seeing a bit of clouds around San Antonio, and that's actually why temperatures along that I-35 corridor are closer to 70 degrees. Very different temperatures depending on where you live. So out to the west toward Del Rio, it's actually only in the 50s. There haven't been any clouds out there overnight, and so a lot of the heat from yesterday has been able to escape out into space. Meanwhile, those clouds acting as a blanket over San Antonio right now, which is why we're near 70 degrees. We're also starting to see some fog develop around the Alamo City. Visibility less than a quarter of a mile in some places like in Pleasanton. So just use extra caution this morning. We are going to be looking at mostly sunny skies this afternoon, though, very similar to yesterday. 84 for the high temperature today. And then this evening will be really pleasant, especially after the sun sets. So mid 80s around San Antonio, but upper 80s closer to 90 degrees for Del Rio and 92 in Laredo. A little bit warmer out in the hill country too, because they're not starting off with as much cloud cover. And as we take a look at temperatures across the nation, San Antonio, South Central Texas, going to be one of the hottest places across the nation today. But even where it's cool, up in the northern tier of the United States, temperatures are still going to be well above average for most of the United States. There's one exception, Los Angeles area, Southern California is going to be cooler than average. That's because they're getting some rain right now from a low pressure system. An approaching low pressure system, this is what's going to give us our storm chance in the week ahead. We'll have a few spotty showers on Wednesday, but really Thursday is our main day where we'll have some storms from San Antonio up to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Oklahoma City. There are still questions, though, on the exact timing. This storm system could produce some severe weather, even locally around San Antonio. So we will continue to answer those questions as we get closer to Thursday. And we've got to talk about a tricky rainfall forecast because there's going to be the haves and have-nots. Likely the heaviest rainfall to the north of San Antonio, but some neighborhoods around the Alamo City could see as much as an inch of rain, but there will also unfortunately be those that miss out. So still some questions on rainfall for us. Otherwise, morning fog the next couple of days. We'll be challenging a record on Tuesday for a high. And then with the rain chances on Thursday, things change for us Friday and Saturday. Our highs will only be in the 70s. We'll be back with more news after this.
Well, this Thanksgiving, San Antonio's Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner, a longtime holiday tradition, is gearing up to serve a record crowd. 29,000 meals this year, up from 25,000 thanks to increased need and economic challenges. This event is a heartwarming example of community care and holiday spirit in action, and they could use your help. KSAT Community is hosting a live phone bank on November 17th. That's when you can call in and make a donation to support this important mission. If you want to help, make sure no one goes hungry this holiday season. This is a great way to give back. We've got more information on ksatcommunity.com. 626 and 69 degrees. If you're pouring the wine this Thanksgiving, get ready to spend a little more. Climate change, inflation, and tariffs pushing those prices up and making some brands harder to find. We'll break it all down for you. A center in the Hill Country is open again with new classes and a fresh start. I'll tell you how the community came together to make this happen. Good morning. It's 6:30 on your Sunday. We are at November 16th. Sarah, did you end up putting your Christmas tree up last night? Or
You know
yesterday?
what?
You watched the A&M game?
I did watch the A&M
Who
game.
won?
Aggies, they won. They pulled it off. It was
Isn't it
31 to 30. At
the
one
biggest lead in the biggest
comeback in SEC history.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
in
congratulations.
Texas A&M history. Sorry, in Texas A&M history. I got to get the football stats right, or the football guys are going to come for me.
She knows her football.
One thing to know is that we are dealing with some fog this morning.
Okay.
Take a look at this TransGuide shot. This is 1604 at 90 on the west side, so you can see, again, quite a bit of fog out there for some places. Now, this is patchy fog. It's not necessarily looking like this everywhere around the city, but patchy fog does have visibility down to about less than a quarter of a mile in Helotes, Rio Medina, Castroville, down to less than half a mile out in Comfort. So just use some caution out there this morning as you're driving early. For the rest of the day, we'll have some patchy fog and mist until about 8 o'clock, and then we're going to be looking at gradually clearing skies. By the afternoon, we'll be mostly sunny and very warm. 84, that is 12 degrees above average. And then this evening should be pretty pleasant. Then our focus is really on Thursday, because Thursday we have the possibility for storms. Not only storms, but some strong to severe storms possible. So coming up, the very first thing I'll talk about is the potential for storms this week. And then I want to show you a very early sneak peek to Thanksgiving. Details coming up. Sarah.
Thank you. It's a blessing in disguise. Just 1 week after a massive fire destroyed an apartment building where 9 families were living, they're getting a fresh start. The night team Zaria Oates caught up with the families who moved into their new homes this week and say they've walked away from the tragedy grateful for their community.
Opening new toys and finding their new rooms is so exciting for these two. But their 9-year-old big sister, Alondra, and their mom, Joanne, know just how difficult it was to get here.
I was super sad. I saw the smoke from across the street.
Joanne and her family moved into Building 14 at Avistar on the Boulevard just before Halloween. Less than 2 weeks later, on November 7th, a fire destroyed the building. Everyone made it out alive, but the fire, smoke, water, and ashes destroyed almost everything inside.
Because I saw the fire there and I was crying after.
It was heartbreaking the news to her. I picked her from daycare and I was like, I have to talk to you. I was crying myself. I was like, I have to talk to you.
Now, 1 week after the fire, Joanne has the keys to her family's new apartment.
That's why I keep looking at the brighter side, too, because there's been a lot of blessings with the loss.
Her neighbor, Manuela Lopez, also lost everything. I spoke with Manuela and her daughter last week, right after the fire.
We're just heartbroken.
Then I caught up with Manuela after she moved into her new place this week, too.
Well, I'm just really happy. I'm really blessed. My refrigerator is, looking full, and our closets are full. We have a ton of clothes.
Now they'll need to completely furnish their new apartments, but they're so thankful to be in a home after a week of not knowing what was next.
Seems like a lot of the neighbors have come together a little bit more.
They have, yes. I'm so happy.
So as the little ones are happy to open donated toys and blankets, these moms are grateful that they can now put clothes on their backs, food in the fridge, and have a home to sleep in. Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
Well, Zaria, thank you. And San Antonio science and technology community together at the Boeing Center to honor the life and work of David Monroe. So Monroe, a technology inventor and innovator, died in a tragic accident almost 2 months ago. A celebration of legacy was held for him last night. One major example of his legacy is the camera phone. Monroe held the patent for the first use of the camera phone. He and his wife, Lorena, founded the San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology to help local children foster a love for technology. Monroe's memorial service was streamed to multiple countries around the world. Wow. Speakers say it was a testament to just how much his inventions impacted society.
We thank David for his vision and his heart. His spirit lives on in every exhibit, every workshop, and every young mind that walks through our doors and discovers the wonders of science and technology.
Well, Monroe's memorial service was streamed to countries around the world, and he passed away at Tech Boeing about a month and a half ago. Well, months of tireless work in the Hill Country finally coming to fruition. The Dietert Center in Kerrville reopened after it flooded and will continue to help seniors in the area. So our Devin Karp spent the day listening to leaders like Governor Greg Abbott say thank you to volunteers, to all the people who didn't want any credit.
It's for a town this size. They have so many opportunities and different activities. There's always something you can find to do at the center.
Over the last 6 years, Joyce Miller has been coming to the Dietert Center for food, fun, and companionship.
It's a blessing to us, and I think the social camaraderie that we have. Met new friends, you know. My husband loves coming over and just listening to the other people's talk.
It's a place where seniors, anyone really, can go for resources and something to eat, like their Meals on Wheels program for homebound seniors. But after the July 4th floods.
Well, when we flooded, our whole first floor, 20,000 square feet flooded, and it was only 6 inches of water. But it's amazing how much damage 6 inches of water, because it spread over 20,000 square feet.
Over the last 4 months, volunteers have been helping to rebuild the center while hosting drive-through meals, so people could still get a bite to eat.
We have more volunteers that never gave us their name. They didn't give us their contact information, but they signed up when they came to volunteer. Been a lot of volunteers over those 4 months.
Today, the community came together to say thank you to those that helped, cooked by other volunteers, with thanks from Governor Greg Abbott.
We've seen massive rebuilding take place, but we have only yet begun the rebuilding process. And we're going to be here every day, every step of the way, until we completely rebuild this entire region.
I'd seen him on television, but you know, to shake hands with him is something else.
Joyce is thrilled at the renovations and rebuilding done here, so she can get back to some of her old activities with even more coming up on the horizon.
We're getting all back. Next week we're going to finish up with starting some new classes, and we're back. Dietert is back.
Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
So if you're planning to pour wine with your Thanksgiving meal, be ready to pay more. Wine prices have climbed about 8% over the last 10 years, thanks to climate change, inflation, and higher production costs. On top of that, importers are dealing with a 15% tariff on European wines from President Donald Trump's trade policies. Stores are trying not to pass all these costs to you, but with less wine being bought in the U.S., some brands might be harder to find this holiday season. If you have a Belkin portable power bank or wireless charging stand, listen up. Over 80,000 of these have been recalled because their lithium-ion batteries can overheat and cause fire or burn risks. They were sold at stores like Best Buy, Target, online, and on Amazon. I'm trying to figure out if this is one I have. And on TikTok from 2020 this year. So Belkin has reported at least one fire incident in the U.S. If you own one, stop using it right away and contact Belkin for a full refund or store credit. And don't just throw them in the trash. Check with your local waste services for a safe battery disposal.
This morning, 2 families now suing the formula company linked to a growing number of infant hospitalizations from a rare, paralyzing illness.
I came home from work and came in to say hello and tried to feed her, and she wouldn't wake up.
According to the CDC, at least 23 infants with suspected or confirmed cases of botulism had exposure to ByHeart Whole Nutrition infant formula. The cases spreading across 13 states.
If you can't wake a baby up, something's very wrong.
One of those babies, 4-month-old Rose Dexter. Her parents say she was on the formula for about 7 weeks when she became unresponsive in early September. Botulism is caused by a toxin that can damage the body's nerves. Symptoms like constipation, poor feeding, a weak cry, and a loss of head control can take weeks to appear.
In infants, I think it's easiest to see in their facial expressions and how they're moving their head and neck.
The Dexters say their daughter spent more than a week in the ICU. They're filing a lawsuit claiming ByHeart was negligent.
These companies have an absolute duty to make sure that it's pathogen free. They are liable for what happened. I've been doing food cases for 32 years, and this is to me one of the most significant, horrible outbreaks that I've experienced.
Also taking legal action, the family of 4-month-old Piper Everett, who was hospitalized in Kentucky last Saturday.
Her gag reflex was not intact. It's like it becomes paralyzed.
The nationwide voluntary recall expanding for the formula company branded as organic with certified cleanest ingredients. ByHeart writing, our #1 priority is infant health. We express our deepest sympathy to the families currently impacted by the cases of infant botulism. We are working with the FDA and independent experts to implement the recall quickly while the factual investigation continues.
Well, it's 6:40 and 69 degrees. Still ahead on GMSA. Leah and Isaac lost their dad 6 years ago, then found hope at experience camps. It's a summer camp for kids grieving loss. We'll show you how this camp helps those kids heal.
Right, you're fog develop out there around San Antonio. You can see as we're approaching sunrise, fog is settling over. So use caution today, this morning. By the afternoon, though, it'll be sunny. And in the week ahead, we're focusing on storms Thursday. Details soon.
All right, welcome back. Sorry, I'm just trying to get to where we are. Okay, losing a loved one derails a child's life, and it often causes them to miss out on a normal childhood experience, and that's why Experience Camps was created. They are a week-long summer camp across the country for kids who are dealing with grief. The nonprofit is opening its very first camp in Texas this summer. Our Courtney Friedman headed to Marble Falls to check it out and learn what the camp is offering July 4th flood survivors.
Leah and Isaac Gracia lost their dad 6 years ago, and by the next year, they were at Experience Camps, summer camp for kids 8 and up who have lost loved ones.
How do you think it changed you as a person?
Before I started camp, I was nervous. I didn't want to try anything. But after I went to camp, I actually, it opened me up to new things that I wasn't able to do.
I feel like I was super kept to myself before camp. Well, when I went to camp, I'm super just wanting to go out a lot.
All the fun of a regular summer camp, but with freedom to grieve, talk about loss, meet with therapists daily, and make lifelong friends.
They allowed us to grab glass plates, put them in a Ziploc bag and throw them. And you were just able to actually get your feelings out. That was amazing.
It feels pretty amazing to have all these people surrounding you and definitely to have this all the comfort around.
And it's not just the kids who understand grief. It's the counselors, too.
I'm a volunteer counselor because I lost my dad 15 years ago. Another co-counselor I have lost her brother when she was young.
Lauren Zima was so inspired by the camp's mission, she became a board member and is now helping open Experience Camp's first ever Texas location in Marble Falls.
We partner with existing for-profit camps like the wonderful Camp Champions, who's helping us out here in Marble Falls. And we come in at the end of their for-profit summer, and we use their facilities before they shut down for the summer.
We got to be there as Lauren took her first tour of their new location. Camp Champions Executive Director Eric Hillis showed us both around.
So I'm actually really looking forward to building the schedule with y'all.
From art buildings to rock climbing to obstacle courses to the calm, beautiful lake.
I would definitely say we should do kayaking. We'll have paddle boards.
The physical activities build the strength back in these kids.
The plans for this Texas location were already in motion when the July 4th floods hit the hill country.
I'm in regular contact with some of the Mystic parents because we want to support them as much as we can. A few things that we're exploring are doing a specific retreat just for victims of the floods to get them some grief counseling.
All the flood survivors getting their own time, space, and ability to process in a joyful environment.
Don't be nervous and actually it's okay.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, give it a chance because it actually helps you out in the end, and it gives you a different perspective of everything, and and it comforts you. Just has that thing.
Helps out a lot.
Through the pain, finding resilience, meaning, and joy. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Courtney. And there will also be a family camp weekend this summer in Marble Falls where the whole family can go to heal together. So sign up has already begun for the summer sessions. To register, head to Experience Camp's website. We also have it on KSAT.com. Just search Experience Camps.
I love that. To be able to process your grief, celebrate lives, it's important.
In a very beautiful place, because nature, I really believe nature is healing. Nature this morning, though, being a little foggy.
A little foggy.
Okay.
And the next couple of days are going to be pretty similar. In fact, I'm calling it copy and paste weather through about Tuesday. So morning fog, morning clouds, afternoon sun, and afternoon warmth. Copy and paste weather through Tuesday. It's Thursday that we have to really monitor for the potential for storms. And some of those storms could be on the strong or severe side with risks for hail, gusty winds, those kinds of things. Usually in the fall, we have a second severe weather season. And so anytime we get these storm systems, we have to be on alert. What we are watching is a tricky rainfall forecast because there will be some across Texas that get a lot of rain and there will be some that miss out entirely. We of course want to be some of the people that get a decent amount of rain. Let's take a look at the futurecast right now because here's the current thinking. By about Wednesday, there will be a few showers as that upper level low approaches, but that upper level low will be moving across Texas on Thursday, bringing with it the potential for storms. There are still a lot of questions, as I mentioned, such as the exact timing. When on Thursday are storms most likely? What are the severe risks, not only across Texas, but here in San Antonio? And what are the rainfall amounts? What's the rainfall potential? As it stands right now, there will be higher rainfall totals likely north of San Antonio, perhaps from San Angelo up to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Some of these areas could see upwards of 5+ inches of rain. Meanwhile, around San Antonio, it's going to be a tale of the haves and the have-nots. Some locations might see about an inch of rain, while others might miss out entirely on good and healthy rainfall. So we will keep you posted. Sunrise happens right around 7 o'clock here, so in the next couple of minutes. Right now it's 68 in San Antonio. Visibility is okay, and at the airport, we're showing you the airport cam, and you can kind of see well off into the distance there. But as we look elsewhere across San Antonio, such as 1604 and 90, you can see that fog has settled in around areas. So as you're driving out and about this morning, you might run into areas where you're driving, things are perfectly fine, and then you come across a bit of fog. So just give yourself a little extra time to get to where you need to go. We are going to quickly see skies clear, much like yesterday, so that in the afternoon it'll be mostly sunny and warm. 84 for the high temperature and a quiet and calm evening for us. And then take a look at what highs do. By Tuesday, we're going to be about 15 degrees above average, challenging a record on Tuesday. Not only will we be 15 degrees above average around San Antonio, but some areas across the state could be 20+ degrees above average. A lot of people have been asking me, Sarah, what is Thanksgiving going to do? Well, it's unlikely that we'll actually be fairly warm. There are some early signals that we could be seeing a cool front around Thanksgiving. What's most likely is that we'll have temperatures in the 70s, fairly comfortable. And that cold front, as I mentioned, we're still 10 days away from Thanksgiving, but it is within the realm of possibility that that cool front could move through on Thanksgiving, and that would mean our highs would be in the 60s. So we've got a range of possibilities here, but what is most likely is that temperatures will be in the 70s and that it'll be comfortable and cooler than what we're dealing with out there right now. So just a reminder to wrap everything up for you. Morning fog and warmth possible through Thursday. Then we'll start to see our weather become a bit unsettled on Wednesday. Thursday is our highest chance for storms, and then by Friday and Saturday, our mornings are back in the 50s and our afternoons are back in the 70s.
Okay, really keeping an eye on that rain getting later this week.
I know. And is your family coming into town for Thanksgiving? You going down there? You working?
We're working. I'm going to be here.
I'll be here on Friday.
Okay. Thanks, Sarah. It is 65, 68 degrees. Here's what's coming up on Good Morning America.
And good morning to you on this Sunday. Coming up here on Good Morning America, California recovering after torrential rain and flooding. One man dying when his car was pushed off a bridge by floodwaters. We are live with the latest. And what we're learning about tick bites and meat allergies after the death of a New Jersey man. We're going to talk about the sudden and severe symptoms here. Also, it was a big day in college football with Oklahoma taking down Alabama and Georgia beating Texas. We have all the highlights. Plus, we're going to look at the top Black Friday deals that you can get right now. That and so much more coming up on GMA. We'll see you soon.